What's up, people? It's your boy Beast here. So, we're focusing on the story of Hanzo Hasashi, who's part of the Shinrai Ryu. And sadly, he's gone through a bit of a turn for the worst. As he's hanging out with his son, going through the village, he starts noticing a few things are off and there's no people around. And that's always a bad sign. And this is where we get to see the betrayal, or the infiltration that sets his life in motion. That's right, the Lin Kuei of the Frost Ninja clan, that's led by Sub-Zero, pretty much decimates his whole village, killing his wife and, sadly, his son. Then killing him in the process, which does not end the story right there for our would-be Ninja of Vengeance. No, Scorpion goes to hell, and in hell, yeah, he goes through it. But I don't want to show y'all too much of that in here, because that's actually a nice, area of storyline that they never showed before of what he had to go through to get these powers. Because, honestly, all this was a plot and scheme of Quan Chi, who tricked Scorpion into doing his bidding so he can release his Grandmaster Shinnok. Because Shang Tsung, who holds the tournament for Mortal Kombat that everybody knows about, has the key to release his god. Yes, Shinnok is Quan Chi's god. But here's the problem. The movie is pretty good. It shows a lot of bloody situations. The combat is fun. The commentary is fun. But sadly, it doesn't focus too much on our main person, Scorpion. I mean, it literally is in his title. They dwell too much on Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya Blade. And I'm like, we know their story already. And some of us already know some of Scorpion's story, but this is supposed to be his movie. They dwell too much. It's like the first, I want to say 5 or 6 minutes is his backstory of how he became who he is. This vengeful spirit that's going after Sub-Zero, who technically, who isn't really his true villain. But they zip right back to the main characters, the original Mortal Kombat story, Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and Johnny Cage. We know their story already. It's not really supposed to be their movie, but this is what I noticed that happens a lot in these animated films. They tell you one thing, but then they show you something completely different that wasn't what we expected. It should have just been Scorpion going around searching for Bihan, who is Sub-Zero, and seeking his revenge, because that's all he's focused on. He wasn't really on anybody's side. He may have agreed to help Quan Chi so he could bring his family back to life, but of course we knew that wasn't going to happen. But either way, Hanzo Hasashi is actually going after Sub-Zero for revenge. And it was weird, most people that didn't know about it in the first movie, when they saw them together helping out Shang Tsung, like they was under his bidding. But Shang Tsung is that powerful, so this plot, of course, goes off the rails, and Hanzo Hasashi actually joins up with Liu Kang and the rest of the bunch, still getting his revenge, which was funny because it was the shortest fight ever that I thought that was going to be drawn out. I mean, he does kill him. Here's the thing. That's the main story of every plot. He kills Sub-Zero, then Sub-Zero's brother gets revenge until he realizes that it wasn't his fault. End up going on this forgiving pilgrimage or something like that. It was like a growth between those two. If you played the video games, you know what I mean. But either way, it was too fast. And then they zip right back to Liu Kang, Sonya Blade, and Johnny Cage. And then eventually Jax. So I'm like, how you give us a misleading title when you don't really mean it? It's just weird. I wanted a Scorpion story. The Scorpion is actually one of my favorite characters. He actually has a really dope story. And if you played Mortal Kombat Chronicles of Sub-Zero, you see how they did that story focused around him. They could have did the same for this. Like, yeah, the tournament is going on, but Scorpion is doing his own, I want to say, Splinter Cell thing, infiltrating the base, maybe looking for Shinnok while also looking for Sub-Zero. And in that process, he's facing off of different combatants. They could have introduced, he could have faced off against minions of reptiles. Hell, even could have faced off and Goro got his butt kicked but came back since he's technically undead anyway. So they could have did all that. And then swing it back to the tournament where, Liu Kang or whoever won or something like that. They could have did any of that, but still keep the focus on Sub-Zero, which they failed on. So this movie kind of gives me mixed feels, if you know what I mean. It has all the action, it has all the blood and gore, it even has the X-ray features when a person gets beat up so badly and they show the skull cracked in certain ways, and it has that heartfelt story of Hanzo Hasashi and why he has dealt this horrible hand by Quan Chi, who, might I add, is the biggest a-hole of the Mortal Kombat lore, because, I mean, he eliminated 2 clans just to get his freaking master out of jail. Damn, bro, it wasn't necessary. You could have just recruited Hanzo and probably put him in the tournament. This convoluted battle was just over the top. In that, the voice acting was pretty good. We had Jennifer Carpenter, who did Sonya Blade. Joel McCall, who's my favorite comedian ever, did Johnny Cage, so he was a perfect fit for that role. So we had Ike Amadi, who played Jackson Briggs. He also did a lot of voice acting for video games, too. Even Mortal Kombat with Cyrax, that I understand. But yeah, this was a hit or miss for me. I was actually happy. Then when you you get amped up seeing a movie, and then your mind comes back to reality. You're like, okay, what have we learned after watching this movie? It wasn't really a Scorpion story. That's the main basis. Goro was pretty good too, but like I said, there wasn't enough Scorpion involved. It was just, I don't know. So with that being all said, I'm gonna have to give this. If I was gonna give it a regular number score, like most people want, I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5. I'm gonna say rent instead of a buy. It's on the cusp between rent and buy, because I would buy it. This is added to my collection, but damn, you could have had a good Scorpion story here, and you didn't really do a good job, and that's kind of disappointing. I'm really disappointed. Warner Brothers and NetherRealms, come on. You're going to give us a Scorpion story? Give us a Scorpion story. What is this? But I want to hear your thoughts. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Share your thoughts below. Let me know what you thought of the movie. If you dislike this video, you can hit that too. All is welcome. But let's discuss about it. I want to actually engage with my people. And also, special shout out to all my new subscribers. We are at 329 YouTube subscribers, and I thank you all for joining, and I hope y'all enjoying, well, obviously y'all enjoying the content that I'm doing right now. But, and that being said, I wish you all a good night. I hope y'all all being safe, and as always, peace.